Hello there, this is Bree Jones again with my week 4 coding assignments. This is my GitHub repository, week 04, where you can see I uploaded my README, CSS, index, and JavaScript 4 files, and wrote a little bit about the README, including that the CSS file has no attributes and contributes nothing, but I was experimenting, which is always good when you're learning. This first piece of code calculates the age difference between the array's first and final items, adds a new age to the array, and then recalculates the age difference, and then calculates the average age of all the ages in the array. That one was pretty fun. Number 2, this code calculates the average amount of letters in an array of names, and then concatenates all of the names into a single string with spaces in between. Code number 3, as you can see here, well, 3 and 4, they're pretty much together because I did them both the same. The first line of code records a statement about accessing the last element of an array, followed by the value of the variable answer last element. The second code snippet logs a statement about retrieving the first element of an array, followed by the value of the variable answer first element. Both samples use string concatenation in the console.log function to combine sentences and variable values. 5, this code determines the length of each name in an array and puts the results in a new array called name lengths. The total of the name lengths is then calculated and printed to the console. Number 6, this code defines the concatenate word function, which accepts a word and number as inputs. The word is then concatenated n times, and the result is returned. The code then writes to the console the results of running concatenate word meow3, which is meow, meow, meow. I really like cats, if you can't tell. This code defines a method named getFullName that accepts 2 parameters, first name and last name. It then concatenates the first name, a space character, and the last name to get the whole name. The code then outputs to the console the result of running getFullName Olivia Rottweiler, which is, of course, Olivia Rottweiler. This section of the code defines the sum greater than function, which accepts an array of values as input. It computes the sum of the array's numbers and returns true if the sum is larger than 100 and false otherwise. The function is then called with a specific array of integers, and the result is logged to the console. This code defines the findAverage function, which takes an array of integers as input. It computes the sum of the array's numbers and returns the average by dividing the sum of the array's length. The method is then called with a specific array of integers, and the average is logged to the console. See here. And this code defines the comparesAverage function, which accepts the 2 arrays as input. It computes the average of each array by adding all of the items and dividing by its length. It then compares the averages and returns true if the first array's average is higher than the second array's average, and false otherwise. It invokes the method which with 2 distinct arrays and logs the outcome to the console. This one was also super fun. This code defines will-buy-drink function, which accepts the 2 Boolean values as input is hot outside and money in pocket. If it's hot outside and the individual has more than 1050 in their pocket, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. This function is then called with the precise values for is hot outside and money in pocket, and the outcome is logged to the console, which who doesn't want to get some coffee every now and then, or whatever your preferred drink is. And finally, the one that I had the most fun with was where we got to create our own function. And this code defines the isSpanish function, which accepts a word as input. It then uses the brackets function or parentheses function, sorry, to see if the term is in the array of Spanish words after converting it to lowercase. It then invokes the function with the specified phrases rodilla and ni, and then logs the results to the console. And the reason for this function is because I love Spanish and it's my favorite language to speak. And here is all of my code And the page I created with a really bad pun and made it bright pink because I was trying to have some fun and experiment. So yeah, why don't skeletons trust anyone? Because they don't have guts. Yeah, classic dad joke for you. The end. Thank you for listening to my video. I'm sure it was probably boring, but it was fun. Thank you very much.